This is an ultrasonic humidifier made by a company and sold by Homedics. I don't know if Homedics make their own products or they hire a contractor in China to make the products for them, and it looks okay. It looks futuristic. It's appealing when you are on the market to buy this type of product. You go to Costco or other places and you see it. It's like, ooh, it looks cool. And most of these products is mostly about packaging. How the packaging looks like gets more people buying. It's like even with people, if you dress nicely, you get appreciation much easier. It's a human psychology that the people in marketing use to sell more. So this one looks okay, looks good for the untrained eye, but when it's about repairing this thing, you need to know a couple of tricks. So I'm recording today to show you how I managed to take this one apart, because it's not easy to work on these units unless you know a couple of tricks. And they are good units, good humidifiers, until you need to fix them. And when you need to fix these things, you take it to the repair shop and they tell you it cost you, let's say, $70, and you think, oh, I paid like 120, I'd rather get a new one. Or if you are living in an area where there's no repair shop, then you may discard this one into the recycling bin, or worse, into the garbage. Because when I dump my garbage into the dumpster, or to the, yeah, we have a container for garbage outside, I see often, very often, I would say, electronics. Like old days we could see TVs, but now I see different things, computers, printers, and those things could go in the recycling area, but most people are lazy. So I wanted this one to be used until it is not repairable, because for me it's a hobby and I'm not charging myself for repairing. So for me it's still economical, but for average people, they have to give this one to someone to fix it. So if you want to fix it by yourself, what's the most common cause this one fails is people not reading the manual. And so you buy this product and you think it will last forever. You just add water and you think, okay, when it fails, it fails. I'll buy another one. I'll throw this one in a dumpster. Same thing with the cars. Luckily the cars are expensive, or maybe not luckily, but they are expensive, so you have to keep maintaining, and you take those to the mechanic. A mechanic tells you, oh, but you never changed the oil on this car. It's like it's like a paste. It's not the oil anymore. It's like you have a paste in your engine. I heard this one, like it's true story. I can't tell you who told me that, but same thing with these guys. So you don't read the manual and you don't see what it says here, because maybe you need glasses, or maybe you don't care. You think it's some service or repair instruction, and it says remove cover, clean with 50/50 vinegar on cotton swab, right? So some people just dump some vinegar in there and leave it for a couple of minutes while this one, the unit, is turned on. So you have some ultrasonic action, and that one will kind of boil the vinegar in water. But you should follow what they say here if you read this thing. If you don't, look at what happens. And this is not bad at all. I can see the surface of the transducer in the middle. So this one is still working efficiently when it works. But I had a neighbor who had a humidifier heat base, like this is ultrasonic, but there are other models that have a heating element and heats up the water until it generates steam. And that one had a big, like a big kind of a boulder of lime around the heating element. Of course, the heating element is not efficient anymore and burns out because it doesn't dissipate the heat and gets very hot inside. Same thing with this one. If this one gets clogged with lime, or other minerals from your local water, this one becomes inefficient, so you won't see much vapor or steam coming out, and the transducer itself does not lose some of the heat, because this one also generates heat and has some sort of heat sink on the other side, but also some of that heat goes in the water, and you end up with a broken or faulty transducer. So you have to replace that one, and if even it's only like a $10–15, the cost of labor, it's expensive. So some people try to fix these things by themselves, and myself, I had to take it apart. Why? Because last year we had a hamster, and the hamster, what it did, it chewed the cable. It chewed the cable in a couple of places. I hope this one was not plugged in at the time. But for sometimes we stored this one somewhere, and now we need some humidity in the rooms because it's winter, and our heating elements, the baseboard heaters, are drying up the air in our apartment. So now I decided, based on my wife's insistence, I decided to take it apart. And I thought it's just straightforward. You take a couple of screws out, like the bottom ones. You will see some big fat screws like this guy, and take it out, and you pull, you pry, and it's not coming out, it's not coming apart very easy. So pull this oil tray out, okay, and still it's not coming out. And then you look and you see, okay, maybe this is connected to this. These two plates are connected somehow. So take the back plate. So you see some screws, and you see two screws here. And unfortunately I did not take out one of the screws, or maybe did not take it completely. So these are also part of this back cover. You try to pry this thing out, which is not the back cover, actually it's a kind of front, because the controls are inside this side. So you try to pull this one, it's not coming out because it has some clips, and try to pry things. And I decided to go with some force, because I said, you know, that if it's not coming out, and if something breaks inside, forget about. We have a big recycling bin at work, and it's full of like computer parts, all sorts of electronics, monitors, printers. So I took it apart. So what I'm doing here, I'm just showing the clips you need to be aware of. You see this one, so let me move away from it. So this one, that one. Now I broke one because I did not take one of the screws out. For some reason I missed that one. But the little ones that are behind the water tanks, you must take those out, because you see it holds this cover. Now you have to pry this thing, and since you can't really pry it from inside, you have to use a little bit of force. As you can see, I broke this part here just a bit, which I don't mind about it, and it requires some force, so this will come out. These are being connected right here, so those three clips go here. So you think, yeah, if this one comes out, yes, first, then you may be able to push those clips, the other cover clips, from inside. You push it somehow and they will come out. Good luck with that. Maybe you're lucky, I don't know, I can't say. I was not that lucky. So possible that that's the order. You take these screws, you take the bottom screws, and so those two, and somehow pull this one up. Somehow pull this one up, because nothing is holding to the bottom. The bottom is being held, is connected to this part, so this bottom is connected to this part through these 4 screws. And technically, if you pull this one up, it should come out, and you should have these 2 units, these 2 shells like that. So if you are the lucky person, so I'm not saying it was the correct procedure. I'm not saying this is the correct procedure, but I'm showing what's inside, so you decide. And my guess is that if you look at my tips or what's inside, or maybe you found the answer already and you don't need to watch my video, you would go with this unit like that. So leave this one, this shell connected to the bottom, and pull this one out. But in order to pull it out, you need to separate this thing, like you need to pry it apart somehow. But you still have some you have to go around these 2 little things. Even this one is shorter. You may have to pry it to keep this one apart until this assembly is coming out of this little shell or whatever. It's that kind of a nest in there. I don't know how to call it. And I'm telling you, this is not a really smart design from the repairing perspective. So let's say you managed to get it out, right? You got it out, and then of course you don't need to take this one from this one, unless you want to make the reassembly easier. Then you pop these tabs out like that with a screwdriver or your finger. If you have strong finger, with a flat screwdriver would go easier. So you take this tab, this one, and push that one out, and this cover comes out, and now you can insert this one much easier. So right now, if it's assembled, see, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, so you rather have this ones apart. You set this one in, then you attach the other cover by pushing until you feel the clips connecting. So that's kind of you have to think, unless someone posted a correct removing procedure. But I just show you some pitfalls and what to watch for these clips. And what I did here, which is not really important for you because you won't have that problem. That's rare someone wants to replace the cord. I found this cord on another appliance on a recycling bin, so I want to reuse it, but because the cord is kind of fat, I had to go inside, so I'll have to fix it. And I've used the shield, so that's the ground, which I thought, okay, the manufacturer did not use the shield, the ground. It's just two wire, live and ground, live and neutral, that connects right here. But since I had this cable with grounding and shield, I thought, okay, let's use it, use the cable capabilities. So I connected my shield, which is kind of a shield to prevent interference. So I thought, okay, this one generates some interference, but it's shielded. You see, this is a shield, but this shield is not being grounded. So if it generates interference, this will not really prevent a lot, because this one becomes an antenna itself. So if that transducer is generating some electromagnetic interference, even it's at the low frequency, this one won't shield much. So you have to ground this thing. So what I did, I shielded inside the transducer, the one that is generating some electrical noise, and I connected that one to the shield that goes to the earth. To this one is connected to this one, and also the green that goes to the same spot. I connected to the heater element, because there's nothing here where I could use that grounding. Like even the power supply here, I would have to take this one apart and look, okay, which is the ground, and probably they connect it to the black one. It's this case is neutral. Usually the black is the live, but if you have a white, then the white is the neutral. But in this case they use the red as a live one, which is kind of, it makes sense when you use positive in the DC world, like a direct current world. Use the red to positive and black to negative. So that's their choice of wire color. So I've used the white that goes to the black. In this case it says neutral, and live is red, which goes to my black cord. So it's a bit confusing if they change the color coding, but that's the idea. I just had to replace the cable in my case. Then I have to put this thing back together and clean up the transducer, do some testing, and I'll have an used but working recycled or repaired humidifier. And that's my Saturday morning project, beside other things that I have to do this Saturday. Yeah, I want to feel that I saved this thing, and also some money, because otherwise I would have to buy another one. So that's the Homedics ultrasonic humidifier. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps someone to save a couple of dollars. Bye bye.